Namaste. I'm Uma, Dinsmore-Tuli, and this is instructions for Neti, Jala Neti. It's the saline nasal rinse, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So yeah, cool, simple, straightforward, practical instructions. Kit, what you need to do Jala, you need a nose. So I got my nose. You need some saline water. So this is warm water. It's sort of body temperature. And in it, you need to stir up salt water. Salt. So I put 1 teaspoonful of rock salt. You could use sea salt. You want to use the kind of salt that probably doesn't have any preservatives in it. But to be honest, any kind of salt will do. You stir a teaspoonful of salt for about a couple of pints of water. So we're talking about a litre here. You've got a teaspoon or of salt water. You stir it up. I've just used water out of the hot tap because I'm not fussy. Some people prefer to boil it up and let it cool. So you've got boiled water. But it needs to be just, when I'm touching that, that feels nice and warm. When I'm tasting it, you know it's the right mix because it just tastes like a nice kind of broth. It's a pleasant taste. It's going to be nice because you're going to put it in your mouth and your nose. The other thing you need is a hanky, because you're going to start by blowing your nose, and you'll need to blow your nose afterwards, or tissues, whatever you prefer, and a pot. There's lots of different neti pots. I've got 3 of my favourite neti pots here. Fancy pottery pots. That's quite nice, and that's got a nice action on it. It's got a good amount of water in it. This one's handy because it comes with a measuring spoon. So you can stir it into here, whereas with this one and this one you could stir it in there, I suppose, but like that's a travelling one. I like to travel with that one because it's small and easy, and they all have a little kind of space, so this is going to go in your nostril. So you want to check one that fits your nose nicely, and I'm going to be demonstrating with this little one because this is my favourite daily pot that I've had for years, and these ones are all good, but you want to find one that has the right action for you, that's easy to hold. And then all you do is, I'm going to show you the instructions for doing it. You're going to fill up your pot with the salt water. It's so straightforward and easy. It's a really helpful practice for keeping your nose clean, basically. And then when you've got your water ready, then you blow your nose, yeah, and give your nose a little bit of a blow. So it's got it kind of clear. I like to work with finding which nostril is open, because whichever one is more open than the other one, that'll be easier to flow with. If you can't tell the difference, it really doesn't matter, just go with whichever one you choose and do both. And then you're going to put the end of the neti pot inside your nostril, and you're going to turn to let the water come out. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do it. It's going to move from one nostril to the other. Righty-ho. You're leaning a bit sideways. You're going to put the end of the pot in the open nostril and tilt your head. You need to be a bit forward, and you need to keep breathing through your mouth like this. So you put the nostril full of your pot, you turn your head sideways, and you lift so that the ear is facing the ground. And I'm going to keep talking to show you that as you talk, what's happening is that the water's passing from one nostril to the other. So you can sing about your nostril washing and how fabulous it is, because all that happens is you keep on running all the way through until you've got to the place where maybe you've run out of water or you've had enough. Can you see my ear is going down? There's a tilt. This is the key thing. The chin is slightly in, because if you don't get the tilt, there we go, that's it, all the way through. Very peaceable and lovely. It's a beautiful practice. Jala is water, and neti is this cleansing practice all the way through, breathing through. When you've got it running through, very elegant, and you want to blow your nose. Blow your nose, and you do the same on the other side. So you take your pot, you fill it back up again, nice warm water, all the way through. And when you've got your pot full, can you see I'm kind of leaning forward and taking my chin so that it comes in a bit, because otherwise when the water runs, it doesn't go from one side to the other, it will go down the back of your throat. No problem, you just spit it out. It's just like this. What's happening now is we're going to do the other side. I'm going to put the tip of the neti pot into the other nostril. So you open up the nostrils, put it in. Remember, keep your chin in and I'm leaning forwards so I don't get wet, but also so I get a nice angle like this, and it will come out of one nostril from the other one. There we go. So it runs through like a little stream of water, warm water coming out all the way down into your nettles or into your bathroom basin. And you keep going until you've had enough, really, cleaning your nose as you go. So I find this a really helpful daily practice. When you get to the end, yeah, there might be a little bit left in there, then you'll want to blow your nose. So you get your hanky or your tissues, give your nose a good blow, and then to be extra sure you've got all of the salt water out, you know, blowing it out. So if you want an extra certain way, you can, and you lean forward, and so some people would know that as the breath of fire, but basically it's just a little forced exhalation from your belly. So that is Neti, Jala Neti, moving from one side to the other. What's quite nice to finish up is to let the salt water run out of your mouth and through your nose, so it cleans right over the back of the top. And the way you do that is you just take a little bit of the water inside your mouth. It's not unnecessary, it's a little extra. Most people just do side to side, but if you want to do the extra bit, you do it like this. You breathe in, hold the water in your mouth, there's usually a little bit of extra water left in at the end, and then you take your nice hanky and you blow your nose. So blowing your nose like this, make sure all the salt water gets out of your nose, so it doesn't sort of like, I don't know, drip out when you're in the bank paying in all your money or something later on. That's it. So Jala Neti, choose your pot, nice warm salt water. It's a really helpful practice for keeping your noses clear and your breath clean. It's a nice thing to do before you do any pranayams or any breathing practices. That's it. I hope this is useful to you. I love Jala Neti. It's really useful practice. I hope it's of value.